Hi guys, this is Rosita Applebaum and I'm here with an exciting video. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how I contour and conceal slash highlight my face. So I have just finished doing all of my makeup and I haven't set anything, so I have my foundation on but I don't have any concealer or any bronzer on. So this is what the skin looks like, and I use the Lancome foundation, the Taint Miracle, and I have this in the color Bisque 6W. So on my eyes, I used MAC eyeshadows. Under, I know I'm going to get a lot of questions, it's Atlantic Blue, so it's a bright blue. It's not really picking up too well on camera, but the star product that I'm going to be talking about today is the Anastasia Contour Palette, and this is $40 on the website. This product was not sent to me. I purchased it with my own money, and I believe it's sold out right now, but it gets back in stock and then it goes out of stock. So I absolutely love this palette. I think you guys should all get it if you can. So I'm going to show you guys how I use this. The main colors that I use are Banana, which is this yellow color up at the top, and then I use the bronzers. I mix them all together. I don't really use the highlight. It's like a shimmery color. It's the only shimmer, or this like pink shade, but if you have like a lot of concealing to do, you can use the pink shade, but I really don't use it. I use the yellow, and I am using two other products to conceal. I'm using the NARS Creamy Concealer in the color Custard, and then I'm using my Prep and Prime by MAC, and this is in the color Light Boost. On my lips, I'm wearing Modesty, and I'm wearing Strip Down for a lip liner. And my shirt is from H&M, so we're going to get started. I'm going to be using a beauty blender and a couple of brushes, but I'm going to walk through everything. So the first thing that I do is I use my concealer. So I use the NARS concealer, and you can use either of these, like one or the other, but I'm going to show you guys like a really concealed look, but either of these is fine. You can just use one. They're both full coverage products, but I just use both when I really want to have a really bright, like Kim Kardashian inspired look. So what I do is I basically dot, or I guess just place my applicator onto my skin, use my damp beauty blender to just blend it out, and I just basically like pounce on my skin. So I'm going to show you guys. And I got my beauty blender at Sephora. I got it in a pack of 3, but you can get it online or at Ricky's. So I want to bring the concealer all the way up to my nose and then bring it upwards. This is going to really lift this area and make your under eye look brighter. You don't want to just put product right under your eye. You really want to bring it up, and you also want to bring it against your nose. So this is just one layer of the NARS concealer, and I don't really have dark circles or dark under eyes, but I still like a really bright under eye. So I am just pressing the damp beauty blender against the concealer, and instead of dragging it, you just want to press it in so that you don't create like lines or lose any product. So you just want to press it into the skin. Normally I would apply my lower lash products after I do this, but I just wanted to show you guys the entire look without my face stuff on. So this is the NARS Creamy Concealer, and you know, it's a pretty bright look, but I want to be extra, and I'm going to use the Prep and Prime in Light Boost, and it just has an applicator where you just twist it and the product just kind of fills up. So with these cream products, you kind of want to work fast, so I'm using the same beauty blender, and as you can see, I mainly focus this on the inner portion of this triangle that we're creating. This is just because I really want this inner portion to be really bright. This is already bright enough for me, so I'm just using the beauty blender to blend this in. We'll also take the product and kind of just blend it along my nose, because if you get a little bit of redness there, or you have a problem with product staying here, I like to just conceal that a little bit. So if you have really dry skin and you don't have a problem with like creasing, you can just leave the concealer just as is, but this is where the Anastasia Contour Palette comes in for me. I'm going to be using the banana color with just a pinch of this first color. I'm using my Real Technique setting brush, which you guys know I used to use with my Bare Minerals Well Rested powder, but that's just a little bit too dry for right now. These powders by Anastasia are great because they're not dry. They don't leave like fine lines. I know a lot of girls have a lot of problems with the Well Rested or the Ben Nye Banana powder with just like creases or fine lines, or it looking a little dry and patchy. But what I do is I just tap the excess off, because you don't want to layer too much. This is highly pigmented. I'm just going to be applying the powder wherever I use the concealer, which is just down here. So start at the front. I use sweeping motions, so just sweep upwards and then blend it out. So this is the eye with the powder, and this one obviously has none. So right now it does look a little extreme because we don't have our blush and our bronzer, but it is very bright. So I'm going to do the same on this eye. This is the highlighted portion, and I absolutely love this palette. It's just so great. I'm going to begin contouring, and of course I'm going to be using my Sephora Pro Contour number 74 brush. It's a tapered brush. Mine is a little bit out of shape, but that's okay. It still works for me. And from the palette, I'm going to be using the first two shades. This is what I'm going to use to do like the chiseled contour on the cheek. So I'm going to just gently tap on the product, tap off any excess. And then I know they say, you know, you're not supposed to suck in your cheeks and whatever, but I pretty much know where my cheekbone is. You just kind of have to play around with it, see what works for you. But I kind of still do suck in my cheeks, so I'll do a little fishy face and apply it to wherever I want my cheekbone to be at. So we are basically creating a shadow underneath our cheekbones, so we don't want it to be too low and we don't want it to be too high. And when you do it too low, it just makes you look like you have a really large cheek area and your cheekbones are really low. So you want it to be like right under the bone. So start off at the hairline and then just bring the product forward so that you don't have too much product on your actual cheek. So now this looks a little dramatic, but I'm gonna go ahead and blend that out. But I'm gonna do the other side. So before I blend the cheekbones out, I'm going to go ahead and contour my temples. I always do this, and I'm using the darker color in the palette. It's the last shade on the right. So I'm using this Walmart brush. It's by Essential Tools, and it's just an angled brush. So what I do is I basically pick up my hairline, and I will just start shading the outer edges of my face. And I'm holding the brush very lightly so that I don't put too much product and pack it on. I just want a light shade on the perimeters of my face. And then you want to bring this down into that contour. So you want to kind of connect the two colors. So now I'm going to use the brush to blend this out just a little bit. I'm pinching the brush to kind of contour my nose a little bit. So if you want to make this look crispier, which I normally do this, I will take the setting brush and use a little bit of the banana powder and basically create a reverse contour. I'm going to apply the lighter shade underneath the darker color. Kind of blend this out a bit more. I'm going to use my blush on top of this color, and I'm using the Tarte Amazonian Clay palette, and I'm going to just use this middle color, which is just like a dusty rose, and a bit of the three other colors. I kind of just mix it around, and I'm using another Essential Tools brush from Walmart, so you can use whatever blush you'd like. I just like this palette. So again, always tapping off any excess. And again, same technique. I'm just going to be applying the blush farther back. So I want the most pigment to be back here. And then I'm just bringing the color forward and then smiling to put a little bit on the cheek. So now I will set my whole face, and I'm using the NARS Light Reflecting Powder in Translucent Crystal and this huge Real Techniques powder brush, and I'm just gonna apply this everywhere to just blend everything out. Last but not least, I'm going to highlight, and I'm using Superb by MAC. This is part of the Extra Dimension collection, and I'm using an e.l.f. blush brush. And I just apply this to the highest point of my cheekbone. Down the bridge of my nose and the tip of my nose. Over my eyebrows. So I'm gonna just contour my jawline slightly. This step just really pulls everything together. And if you are insecure about like a double chin, girl, you need to get on this. So just blending this darker shade underneath my jawline. Really make sure to blend this out because you don't want to have a just dark chin area that looks weird. So this is the final look of the contour and my blush and highlight. So I highly recommend this palette. I'm absolutely in love with it. I don't only recommend this for makeup artists. I think everyone can get use out of it. For $40, you're getting 6 shades. Definitely use this to highlight, contour, or both. I mainly use this to set my highlight and then to contour and bronze. So I really do recommend this for $40. You're getting 6 little pans, and they are refillable, so you can buy the refills on the website. So I don't know if they're gonna have this in stores like at Sephora or wherever else they sell Anastasia, but I do know it's on the website. That's where I purchased mine. And yeah, I do definitely think you should get this. If you have a lot of problems with like oiliness or just creasing under your eye, I definitely recommend this to you. It's pretty self-explanatory. I think it's definitely worth the $40. If you can get your hands on it, definitely get your hands on it. So that's it for this video. I hope you guys found this a bit helpful. Let me know if you guys have any questions. See you guys in the next one. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Bye guys. I'm just rambling. I'm hungry. It's a to use this how the whole look was. What?